Hey there, welcome to Doing Things Dan's Way. So my wife has been complaining for years about the seal on this washer. Take a look. Inside here, this is just nasty. We have 2 dogs. We have multiple females in the house with long hair. It doesn't get cleaned out very often, and this little hole down here gets plugged, and when it gets plugged, then the hair backs up and has to try and drain over this lip right here, and that just, it gets plugged up with all the hair, and we're right back where we were. So this area just gets moldy and gross and disgusting. So to replace this, what you need to get is a replacement rubber seal piece, and ultimately you need to get one specialty tool. The rest of the tools are just basic, pliers and screwdrivers, that sort of thing. This is the one specialty tool you kind of can't live without. This is the tool that's going to release the spring. So I'll have links in the description down below for this item on Amazon, as well as the boot I got for this washer. On Amazon, you can go through and put in your model number and see if you can find the rubber boot that works with it. Otherwise, what I found is if you just pick up any of the rubber boots and go to the question section of the item on Amazon and say, will this fit my, and then give the full model number, someone usually will reply back right away or within 24 hours telling you, no, this is the one you want to get for your washer. So Google it, look it up, but ultimately you need to find the part number of this rubber piece, or just, again, put in your part number for your washer. So the basic pattern to get this all apart is you're going to use the spring release tool to release the spring and pull the metal band off. From there, you're going to be able to get in and pull the whole thing sideways so that you can get to the second band. That's probably the hardest part of this job. Once you have that second band out, then you can pull the rubber piece most of the way out and then get to all of the hose connections that are attached to this. Once the hose pieces are out, then we will basically reverse the process and put it all back together again. And there's some tricks to that as well. So don't go away. This is Doing Things Dan's Way.
Okay, like every project that you're going to work on an appliance, the first step is to unplug it. And in this case, I don't know which one's my washer or my dryer, so I'm just going to unplug both of them and set them aside.
Okay, so step 1 here, we are going to use our specialty pliers. We're going to come in, and these pliers have a little hook on them, which you can see right there and right there. So you put the hook in the ring there and up on the upper one. What this will do is it will expand the loop for us. You might need a plier or something to kind of help get it on that little catch. Okay, so now that it's there, it's going to kind of stay. So you can just squeeze, and you see how it expands the whole ring. And now this whole ring is going to come all the way off the outside. And then just release the spring, get off the tool. Start with, that's step 1. Okay, now what we can do is you kind of have to pull out a little bit because there's a metal lip that the seal is kind of catching on. So you're just going to release that all the way around and get that open. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so looking down inside here, you can see there is the drain, and that's kind of a pain to get loose. And then if we look all around the edges, somewhere around the edges, okay, then here at the top, depending on your model, you may have some vents that are attached to this point here. And if so, then you'll actually have to kind of work at it like this to get those drains released. One could be like your steam, if you got the steam setting. Down here, though, everyone's going to have this this drain connection. Okay, so there's 2 ways to get the inner spring out. One is to just simply pry it, and so in this case, there's a lower loop and an upper loop attach point, but then there's this extra loop here, which you can use some kind of tool on, and then just literally just pry the thing over the edge like I just did there. If that doesn't work or you can't get to it, you could also try using your pliers to get into the spring point and just squeeze it open. In this case, I think it's just easier to grab the loop and just go ahead and pull the wire out of position. But at this point, this wire is loose, so we can just kind of fish it out. Be very careful that your spring does not fall off and go down inside. You will be taking the whole thing apart if it does, so be mindful of that. As soon as it comes loose, go ahead and grab it and set it aside. But the wire is going to be trapped by the drain down here. So I'm just going to pull it out. Okay, so now that this is loose, you can go ahead and actually, the seal actually is a piece of metal coming towards us. So if you just pull towards you, you can pull it up off that seal, that lip. And you can pull this whole one out. Now we have to deal with the drain. Okay, so this next piece, a couple ways of handling it. One, you can open up the pipe clamp on top, just loosen that and twist it and get the whole thing to come off. Another option is to go ahead and just cut this thing off. I'm going to go ahead and just pry it from the top, because if for some reason the boot is wrong, the one that I bought, I can still put this one back in place. So just being safe, grab the top clamp here, get that loose. Oh, okay. Well, probably won't come off that easily. Or maybe it will, I don't know. That was very, very nice. So while I still have the clamp, I'm just going to put it back on top of that so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and we've got it removed. Now for all you clean freaks out there, I am going to meticulously wash and sterilize and bleach and deodorize and ozonate, chlorinate. It's another radical cleaning term. Decontaminate, detoxify. And I'm going to do this wearing gloves and 3 masks. Now, just using a baby wipe isn't good enough for you. You can put some heavier, stronger chemicals on it as well. So glass cleaner, spray, drain, mold armor. Okay, is it clean enough now? This tube here is clogged, so I'm going to take off this tube. So this guy here is completely clogged right in that corner. So I'm just going to ream that out. People can be like, I'd never use that meat baster again. Okay, that looks nice and clean now. So let's just put it back together again. I wonder what a repairman charges to do this.
Okay, so at this point, the key piece here is to make sure that before you start pushing on the rubber seal on the back edge, is to make sure that the drain itself is very centered at the bottom, so that there's no puddling happening because of that little tube actually push up on the drain. I had to pull the whole thing off once because I had it off center by about a ½ inch. So just look down there, make sure that you are very well aligned, and then work your way up to the top.
Got you the rubber gasket in place. The easiest thing to do, I found, is you just take the whole gasket and turn it inside out, and that will get it out of the way of trying to get the wire on. Okay, so now we can get to the lip all the way around that the wire belongs on. So going back to the original one here, this is the lip I'm feeling for, and the wire needs to go in this gap, and the trim that we're attaching to can't be like this. It needs to be up inside and behind the hook of that trim. So I'm feeling the front edge here and pulling towards me and feeling that I'm actually, like, the rubber's all the way down, all the way over the lip and on there. And then the next step, we'll get the wire and make sure that the wire is in exactly that path right there. The wire wants to go behind or up in this front gap like that. We want to make sure it's right there where it belongs, all the way around. So we're going to run the wire behind the drain line here. Get it up and around, and then get our spring, get it in place. Might help to actually get up in there a little bit, so it's got something to pull against. And then we want to get our tool in the spring as well. Okay, so once we have that in place, now we can squeeze it, get the wire back there a ways, and then start feeling around to make sure it's actually gotten in where it belongs. And I'm gonna actually start feeling on the left side here. Get the wire back up in there. That lets me, if I get this point started, then this point won't slide up and down. Find the wire, squeeze my right hand, and feel for it with my left to try and get it back into the right. Okay, it's good there. And come up here, feel for it. Oops, popped. Okay, once you feel that it's closed, release the pressure here so it stays where you put it, and then kind of go to the next section. And if you need to move it, squeeze again. And you can just squeeze a little bit and you'll feel the wire push on you as it expands, and you can realize, okay, it's in the right spot or it's not. Right now on the bottom, it's all the way past the gasket, so I need to pull it back towards me. I'm feeling over here, it's good there, and good below it. Okay, it's in the right spots, so now I just gotta get the tool out of it. And then just go around and confirm that it really is where you think it is, and that the rubber hasn't pulled to the wrong side of the base. Okay, yay! That spring is in place. Now we can peel this guy back around the correct way. So at this point, we're just going to hook the gasket around the outside. Get it. Okay, almost done. Okay, now we can put this wire in that track. Okay, that's it. That wasn't ridiculously hard, although my hands are definitely sore from all the squeezing and everything. I do suggest that you go ahead and run a load with nothing in here, just a quick wash, just to confirm you don't have any leaks. I definitely recommend this tool. It was a lifesaver. There's no way to pull the springs apart without a tool like this. So definitely pick this up, as well as the rubber boot, on the links that are in the description down below. And if you want to check out other content like the dryer cleaning that I did, where I cleaned out the exhaust side as well as the front side, you got to take it apart a little bit to get all that lint out. That video is really popular, over 1 million views. That's up here. And until next time, guys, be blessed.